Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Hope you all doing great today. Today we are doing the second half of the 125 shootout, and up first I pulled out the Husky 125. I ran some laps before this. Previously I ran a 137.82, which is still slower than the TM if you guys watched the last video. The last video TM was a 136. And right out the gate, I noticed the Husky has a lot of good power. It just pulls and pulls and pulls, and then I was pleasantly surprised how it handled stock form. I didn't have any issues with it tucking or anything like that. And it was a really good all-around bike. At the end of this, I'm going to also do my rankings of 1 through 6, which is the best 125, which is the worst 125. But the Husky definitely really surprised me. I thought it would maybe not be as good as a TM, because the TM really just blew me away. But Husky's nice. Husky's really nice. I've never ridden it before, so it was a really good surprise that it handled this well, had that much power. And like I did before in the last video, all I did was adjust suspension, and I put it on the most powerful setting there is. That way it's all pretty much even field. They're all in the most powerful settings you can get and not on the weaker ones, so there's no really big disadvantage. It's the closest you can do to apples and oranges. But this Husky I end up running looks like a 135.5. Next we're on the GasGas 2024 125, and this thing actually was really a surprise too. The suspension was really good handling, kind of plush, kind of like the 4-stroke models. Didn't really bounce you around too much, and the power was, I would say, very much like the Husky. It just pulled. It was clean power. I didn't have too many issues with it. It did have some issues with the front end. It kind of turned like the Yamaha, kind of boaty, a little bit of a wide turn in one, and it had plenty of power to get through the gears. Just like the Husky, plenty of power to get through the gears. You can hold third, and some places you can hit fourth, even on a sand track like this. It was great. Really another good handling bike that surprised me as well. Again, it's on the powerful setting. Suspension just changed. Trying to follow the same lines, trying to do the hot laps. As you can see, I'm chasing my Ghost right now, and I'm keeping up with him. So the GasGas does have the power, as long as you can hit your marks and just stay in the right path. The only thing that really bothered me about this was the turning. I didn't feel super comfortable turning with it. You had to slow down a little more, I believe, in the corners and get it set up. It wasn't as forgiving as a Husky was. So overall, another really good bike that just pulled and pulled and pulled and did really good. And it's a 135.7, so just a hair slower than the Husky. And now we are on the old Katoom 125. I ran a 139 last lap. Now it's 138.88. This bike, it was a little more bouncy on suspension for me. Power was clean and smooth. It didn't really have an issue with turning. It turned just fine. But it was a little disappointing in my eyes, because a lot of people run the KTMs, and I think I recorded this one first because I'm chasing the TM right now and not chasing the Husqvarna. So I started out the gate with this one, and I think I went to the Husky and then GasGas. So this video is a little bit backwards, but it was good. KTM's got power, handles pretty well. You have to be careful with this one too when turning, because I was having front end tucks, and it was just getting really irritating because I thought it would handle a little better. So it wasn't necessarily like the GasGas where you have to slow down and set up. You just have to be a little bit more precise with the front end and your body leaning, counter leaning, all that stuff, and not going too fast in the corner. You gotta have the smooth roll power. But overall, it was a really good bike. You could probably take this 125 into almost anything you wanted to, and you'd be okay with it. And like right there, see, just tuck the front end. So one thing that really did surprise me about the KTM was the lack of power. Yeah, it's good all-around smooth power, but it didn't have gobs and gobs amount of power like the Husky or the TM. It just didn't feel like it was powerful, you know? So I'm wrapping up this lap. You guys did not see the fast lap, unfortunately. This is how the video is going to play out. So I'm going to get into the rankings here. My number one pick for the best 125 without a setup, besides just adjusting suspension, is the Husky 125. Alright? The Husky out of the box is just hard to beat. Second place goes to TM125. It's great out of the box too. You don't need to really tweak any settings. Third place I'm going to give to the GasGas. It's very close tie to the KTM. They could both probably tie for third. Fourth place is going to go to the KTM. It's a good all-around bike, good smooth power. With the setup, you can make it work run fast. Fifth place is going to the Fantic. It has really good, clean power. It feels fast, but unfortunately it does not have the power to go as fast as some of the other 125s. And last place is going to go to the YZ125. With a good setup, you can go fast with it. It's just a little trickier to ride than the other 125s because it has a longer gearing. And here are the lap times for all the bikes that I tested. The Yamaha, I did get a 140 on it. I was able to go faster than my last video. I just had to spend a little bit more time riding it to get adjusted to it and how it rode. And really wind out that second gear. That was the biggest issue, I think, with the first one. I didn't wind it out long enough. And with that, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy watching Daytona Supercross, my ET win. And as always, keep on riding.